Alright guys, welcome to my new cooking show, Into the Frying Tran, with your host, Dan Tran. And today, I'm going to teach you how to cook rice and another Japanese dish called Tonkatsu. Alright, let's get started. Cut. Alright, so the first step is you have to measure rice, and right here, I already measured out 2 cups of white rice. These are the grains, uncooked, and we're about to get started. So, first step is, we got to wash it. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to get this rice wet with some cold water. And then you're going to want to wash it like this. And so as you can see, it's very cloudy, murky. There's some dirt in there. And that's fine. We're going to just get rid of this. Okay. And with the magic of video editing, and we're ready to transfer it into the pot. So the next step is you're going to take this pot right here with a nice lid. And you're going to transfer it over. Okay. So we're going to be using a 2-to-1 ratio. So for each cup of rice that we use, we're going to use 2 cups of water. So I use 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of water. So as you can see, I've drained the water from the initial cleaning, and this is the hot water we're going to use to cook the rice. Alright, so now we're on the stove, and we're just going to turn up this gas stove. Gas is actually the best for cooking. I don't really like electric. I think it's for weaklings, for cowards. And we're going to need a spoon here just to stir around the rice so it doesn't get stuck on the sides. But make sure your heat is on high so you can boil as quickly as possible. We're trying to get this nice and hot. All right. So it's starting to boil. We're going to stir it one last time before we say goodbye to our precious little friend. The most important part is right here. So you're going to want to stir it so it doesn't get burnt on the sides and stick to the pot. We're going to stick to the pot no matter what, but we want to minimize that as much as possible. So you got our lid. Pop that bad boy on, and we're gonna lower the heat to a simmer. Low, and set a timer for 13 minutes. With that, we're all set. Alright, so I'm introducing the next dish, and my friend Anatol. And he's gonna help us out here by whisking the eggs. And so what he's doing right now, he's beating the yolk in, and he's getting a nice consistent texture with that. And we're gonna use that as this thing called egg wash. And that is a very, very important part of frying food. So here we have our pork, and this is what we're going to be eating tonight. So let's get started. So right now we're going to season the pork, some salt and pepper. So I like to use nice big granulated flakes of salt. So I'm using all natural sea salt. It has a better flavor than table salt. That's very small. There's a huge difference. You'll be able to tell. If you're out at the grocery store, you know, if you're a fresh grocer, definitely look into picking up some quality salt. It goes a long way. So next up I have the pepper right here. Just want to grind that up. Make sure I got plenty of flavor on that because this is the basis. And we're going to rub it in a little bit. Get in there. Flip it over. We're gonna spice that side up next too. That. Okay. All right. So the next step we're going to be doing is getting our flour out. So we just want to get this plate nice and dusted with flour so we can drench our beautiful pork cutlets in this flour and get it ready for the egg wash process. So what you're going to do is take your nice slab of pork, dap it in real good, flip it over, dap the other side. Make sure you have an even coat so coat the sides, just get everything. This is a big, thick piece of meat right here. So after that, we're gonna wanna dunk it into the egg wash. All right, so you wanna do one at a time so you have good consistency and get that going. So while that's chilling there, I'm going to get this panko over here. So panko is a Japanese breadcrumb. It's delicious, it's fluffy, it's nice. It's just perfect for what we're doing. It's perfect for anything. So meatballs, eggplant parmesan, anything that uses breadcrumbs, you can use panko, which is it's still breadcrumbs. It just has a lighter flavor and I think it has a better crunch to it. That's my opinion. I might be biased, but that's my opinion. We're gonna take this, all right. Don't be afraid to use your hands. Make sure your hands are clean though. I wash my hands very often when I'm cooking. So take this and make sure it has a firm coating of the panko because this is the most important part right here. Okay, flip it over. Okay. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our fingers and just make sure we get every even coat. Okay? Look at that. Just gonna put it right here at this cutting board. Beautiful. So we're gonna wanna heat up the pan. So I just have a regular frying pan right here. Let's get it nice and hot. And I'm gonna take some vegetable oil and just get that pan nice, evenly coated. So, perfect, just enough. I did buy a vegetable oil just in case we ran out, but it looks we got enough. So while I wait for that to heat up, you know, this is here we have our delicious cuts of pork. Already prepped, ready to go. I got some tongs right here. And you're gonna wanna keep this on high for a minute and then lower it to 3 and 4 right here. This is medium high. So it's a medium hot heat. It's if you have a thermometer, it'd be like 375, but we don't need that. We got heart, we got passion, we got guts. So pan, not hot yet. Once you've been cooking a while, like you know, like I've been, you can judge how hot a pan is. So the pan's nice and hot. We're gonna get started. This is a really big piece, so I'm gonna save this for last. I'm gonna start with this one. So you're gonna wanna do this, put this on the heat for about 4 minutes. Cause you know, this is a big boy. Maybe 5 minutes, depends on the size of the pork. So now we're ready to go into the frying tran. Beautiful. Look at that. Can you hear that? Alright, so while that's on the fire, we're gonna get started on our delicious tonkatsu sauce. So what you're gonna need is a measuring cup, some brown sugar. I think brown sugar is better than regular sugar. Ketchup, oyster sauce, Worcestershire sauce, and some dried cherry. 2 cloves of garlic. Ginger is optional. I just don't have any on me right now. I'm gonna use it all up. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut off this rough part right here. So I'm gonna cut off right there. We're gonna dice up some garlic right here. So I'm gonna show you guys a little technique right here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut thin lines. And make sure your fingers are curled like this so you don't chop off our little babies. Look at that. Perfect, all right? So then you're gonna wanna hold it like this, okay? And cut right down the middle. So keep the point down so it doesn't slip. The sharpest part is the point. So now you got a little fillet going on. It's just right down the middle. Look at that. Dice. Easy peasy. Dicing this garlic easy. Then we get to the top. Look at that. Okay. We're gonna do the same thing over here. That's diced up. We're actually gonna run it through one more time to make sure it's nice and fine. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. So we're gonna get this, and we're gonna put it in a microwavable mug. This begins step 1, tonkatsu sauce. Next, we're gonna add a tablespoon of sugar. So this is a soup spoon. I'm not sure if everyone has one, but I use it for the rough guesstimates. And also, this all depends on your taste. But this is how I like it. So one of those, and add a bunch of ketchup because this is gonna be the base for your sauce. It's gonna give it that texture of a real nice sauce. I'm just gonna eye this out, maybe like third the mug. Tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Dump that in. Some dried sherry. And a tablespoon. And then, last but not least, the oyster sauce. You can find this at pretty much any Chinese store. It's a nice, thick, viscous brown sauce. Got a lot of flavor to it. All right, it's gonna give us that nice color. So I'm gonna mix it up. All right. Nice. So what we're gonna do is take our sauce and put it right in the microwave for 1 minute, okay?
For microwave sex.
And that's it. So it's been about 4 minutes on this frying Tran. We're gonna flip it over. Look at that beautiful crust that's formed. That's some good shit right there. All right. All right, it's almost been 4 minutes and we're gonna take this off of the fire. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. I'm actually gonna singe this on the side a little bit. Like I said, this is a thick cut. And so it's gonna 4 minutes on this side as well. Okay, I'll let that cook for about a minute on the side and I'll take it off and we'll start on this big boy over here. All right, so now this piece is ready. We're gonna take this off and put it on a nice paper towel so it absorbs the oil and gets it nice and healthy for us. Well, it's as healthy as fried food gets. All right, now that the sauce is done in the microwave, I'm gonna take it out. Just gonna stir it up real quick. So you wanna get that nice and mixed up. Look at that consistency, look at that color. Beautiful, beautiful. We're gonna start over. Okay, so we're about to cut into our delicious pork tenderloin. I'm gonna take this right here, pop it right here, and this is an art in how to cut it. So I'm gonna hold it right here, make it look pretty. This is such a thick cut, ridiculously large. Okay, so then we're gonna want to arrange that nice and pretty. Take our sauce. And a little something for the chop fans out there. And some on the rice for good measure. And there you have it. Tonkatsu.
And this concludes our episode of Into the Frying Tran.